Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? RB here, Philly Take with RB, and you already know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Hit that subscribe if you're new, and ding that notification bell so you're instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. Today, we are back previewing the Week 8 matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys for the rights to sit atop the NFC East. This is nothing near what we expected at the beginning of the year. The expectations have completely went down the drain, but at the same time, not only is it miserable, pathetic, tormenting, just disgusting, but it's kind of hysterical. The Eagles come into this game sitting atop the NFC worst division of all time at 2-4-1, and the Dallas Cowboys are just a half game out at 2-5. But both these teams stink. The Cowboys stink more right now. They're actually kind of self-imploding, destructing. They go out yesterday and trade Everson Griffin for a 6th-round pick. Today they come out and they cut Daryl Worley. They go out and cut Dontari Poe. And at the same time, should I say the word? Tank. The Dallas Cowboys seem to be openly tanking, and it is beautiful to my eye. It's music to my ears. But the Philadelphia Eagles got to get it together. They got to win this one. The Eagles, on the other hand, are kind of on the upscale a little bit, if you could say that. They've trimmed leads of 18, 17, 11. Last week, they win a heroic game against the Giants in the last few minutes to pretty much what I would say save their season. It's been crazy. Both teams are banged up. The Eagles are expecting a lot of guys back, getting healthy at the right time. This week, we're expected to get back Malik Jackson, Kayvon Wallace, Rudy Ford, TJ Edwards, Jalen Reagor might even come back. The battle of the first-round rookie receivers, Reagor and CeeDee Lamb. Jason Peters is back practicing with the first team today. Dallas Goedert is back practicing. It sounds really good for the Eagles going forward. On the other hand, the Dallas Cowboys are struggling. Andy Dalton is still in concussion protocol after getting taken out completely last week. Ben DiNucci came in and got rattled all around, and it looks like the kid from James Madison is going to make his first NFL start primetime against the Philadelphia Eagles. What a better way to welcome him in. The Eagles beat the Cowboys last season in Week 16 to win the division, and ever since then, a lot of fans from both these teams have been eyeing this matchup. Maybe not what we expected, but either way, despite the records, despite the circumstances, these teams will be ready to go. Carson Wentz's 99.4% passer rating against the Cowboys all time is one of the best ever by an NFC East quarterback. Actually is the best ever by an NFC East quarterback with at least 50 career passes against the Cowboys. He has 12 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in his career against the Cowboys. But the game plan for this one is pretty simple, so let's go ahead and look at the keys to the game. For my first key to the Eagles winning this game, it's pretty simple, pretty laid out. All the Eagles have to do is bring pressure, and more pressure on either Ben DiNucci or Andy Dalton. We're going to presume that Ben DiNucci starts his game. We just got to bring pressure on the young guy. Ben DiNucci, like I said, first career start, 7th-round rookie out of James Madison. I mean, he's not ready at all for the big stage. I doubt he's even played NFL-type players in college like that. You got to put your foot on his neck right away, make him uncomfortable. If you go back and look last week, whether it's Dalton or DiNucci, the Washington football team, and I know they have a talented D-line, but the Eagles D-line is kind of our backbone. It's pretty credible. Even though they struggled a little bit last week, that is what our defense is predicated on. And the Washington football just brought pressure among pressure all day at the Dallas Cowboys. Their offensive line has a lot of pieces banged up. They're not nearly healthy. And Andy Dalton was running for his life all game. Literally got hit for a safety, got taken down for a safety on the first drive of the game for the Cowboys. I mean, he was rattled all over, ended up getting taken out. Ben DiNucci came in and I believe in just over a quarter was sacked 3 times. I mean, Ben, look, you gotta put pressure on this young guy. Jim Schwartz just needs to watch the tape from last week and just keep sending the house, send a ton of blitzes, especially some disguised blitzes, because Ben DiNucci won't know what is coming at him. And in terms of the rush defense, our D-line has to be strong. You saw what Washington did last week, completely took Zeke out of the game. I think he had 45 yards on 12 carries. He was completely taken out. He's been struggling lately with fumbles and drop passes. So if we can take away Zeke and get pressure on Ben DiNucci, this is going to be a pretty easy game for the Philadelphia Eagles in my eyes. The Dallas Cowboys have a ton of weapons on offense, but I don't think their scheme is right. I don't think they're being utilized to the best of their ability. And at the end of the day, when you get a young quarterback and you throw pressure at him, well, he's not going to be ready for the situation. I can already see it. As for my second key to this game, it revolves around the offensive side of the ball. Look, the Eagles have to maintain a balanced game plan here. Look, you got to run the ball, but at the same time, this is probably the first game I'm saying I am comfortable with taking shots on the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys have given up 243 points in 7 games. They're averaging 34.7 points given up per game, on pace to be the worst historically of all time. Look, they are the worst defense in the league. They're getting absolutely torched. They're getting rid of pieces now. I don't care about these young guys coming in to play hungry. No, they're getting absolutely exposed. Mike Nolan has been exposed all year, and it's time for the Philadelphia Eagles to put up one of these 30, 40, 50 pieces on a team and show that we can do the thing, man. Look, we got to keep it balanced, though. We still have to run the ball. I don't think we're still getting enough touches to our running backs. Boston Scott, in my opinion, showed a ton of promise last week, and he opened some eyes by catching the game-winning pass. Look, we got to give him more touches. We got to incorporate these backs, and as soon as Mike Nolan starts to bring those corners up and they start to creep in a little bit, well, this is the first game I'm comfortable with saying, you know what? Send it downfield. Go for deep shots. If Jalen Reagor's back, if John Hightower's here, Travis Fulgham, and maybe even Dallas Goedert. Look, the Philadelphia Eagles got to take some shots in this game. I could see a 50, 60-yard touchdown in this game early, easily. Mike Nolan is going to get crisscrossed once again. He's going to get exposed, and it's up to the Eagles to make it happen. This should be our offense's best game of the year by far. Carson Wentz, this should be a complete showcase for Carson Wentz. He should absolutely ball out this weekend. My third key to this game is for the Philadelphia Eagles to get started early and don't ever look back. Do not stop. Look, the last couple games, even last week, we came out, we started with a very strong drive against the Giants. We looked absolutely flawless. We were getting space, rhythm throws, getting our guys open, and just in that flow, we couldn't be stopped. And then what happens? The rest of the game, we go completely silent. We get down to the last 5 minutes, and then Carson Wentz has to be a hero. Let me tell you one thing. Just like I said last week, rivalry games, division games are never easy. It's going to end up being a dogfight either way, just because you want that one up on your division team. So it's going to be hardly fought, in my opinion, and I think that the Philadelphia Eagles can't keep relying on these Carson Wentz comebacks, these heroic comebacks in the last 5 minutes of games. It's not going to continue to happen. I think the Eagles got to come out, score early, and really just don't give the Dallas offense even any life. Don't give a young quarterback any life. I want to put pressure on him, and I don't even want the Dallas Cowboys thinking past halftime that they have a chance to win this game. I know the Eagles can do it, but it's up to Carson Wentz to hit his throws, and it's up to Doug Peterson to call the right plays and get this offense in the best situation possible to succeed, honestly, in this game. If Doug Peterson can't figure out a way to get us going in this game, if we have one of those 2-3 quarter stretches where we're just silent on offense, well, that should signal to the front office and the ownership, get this man relieved of his play calling duties. It is unacceptable at that point. As for my standout Eagles this week, one, I'm going to go with Carson Wentz again. The guy has been playing much better, especially late in games, and he's showing that leadership. He's showing that emergence. Carson Wentz obviously has to come out here and have a huge game, and I think he's going to have a field day against this Dallas defense and really put everybody else on notice. Hey, this is my job, and I'm going to continue to prove it. It won't be the same because he's not going up against Dak, but hey, Carson Wentz is going to come out here with a lot of motivation. My other standout Eagle, I'm going to pick Fletcher Cox from the D-line. I was going to say the whole D-line, but I'm going to say Fletcher Cox. Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, those guys have actually been getting the spotlight. Fletcher Cox is going to come out and absolutely dominate and shut these Dallas Cowboys up. Nobody on that offensive line can stop Fletcher Cox. I don't even care if they put 2 on him. The guy's going to come. I could even see him having multiple sacks this game and leading what is going to be a strong presence from our defensive line. As for my breakout Eagle this week, last week I picked Boston Scott. He emerged once again, once given the opportunity. I'm actually going to pick Boston Scott again. You know why? Because I still think that people are sleeping on Boston Scott. I don't think they've seen the full extent, and I want to see Doug Peterson give him some more touches on the ground and out of the backfield, and I think the kid can make magic, and I think he's going to do so against Dallas. He's a Giants killer, and I think he's going to be a Dallas killer as well. As for my hot take this week, I am going to go out and go bold. Look, last week I said that the Philadelphia Eagles would have 3 turnovers, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception on Daniel Jones, and that is exactly what they did. I got clowned for it by some Giants fans, but hey, the hot takes are coming along, and I'm going to go even farther this week. I'm going to say, with the return of possibly Jalen Reagor, Dallas Goedert, etc., I'm going to say Carson Wentz throws a touchdown pass to 4 or more different receivers or tight ends. So 4 different guys are going to have a receiving touchdown in this game, courtesy of Carson Wentz. And obviously that means Carson Wentz is going to have 4 touchdown passes. I think he's going to ball out, have his best game of the season. And I also think that the Philadelphia Eagles will accumulate 5 or more sacks on Mr. Ben DiNucci. I think it is going to be a you get a sack, you get a sack, you get a sack type of game for this Eagles defensive line.
Perfect.
Now it's time for our score prediction. Look, honestly, I've been talking about how rivalry games are always close, always hard fought. Well, you know what? In this case, I'm actually going to say something a little different. At the beginning of the season, I actually predicted us to lose this game, but that was before the whole injuries happened, the whole situation, and just the Cowboys giving up, essentially, and that's the main culprit. That's the main key. The Dallas Cowboys, honestly, have given up on their coach, on their ownership, and on their organization. At the same time, the Eagles are banged up as well, but here's the difference. They fight. They fight for Doug Peterson. They fight for this organization, for this fan base, and the Eagles still want it. I don't think the Cowboys want it. They've essentially given up. At this point, the Cowboys might even be the worst team in the division based on how they've been looking. I think the Eagles are going to come out here and put on a solid performance. Yeah, we don't have everyone back, but at the same time, we have young guys who are hungry and who want the moment. I'm going to say the Eagles rampage the Cowboys in this one, and I'm going to say the Eagles come out on top by a score of 34-13, 4 Carson Wentz touchdown passes. Ben DiNucci really doesn't get anything going, and I think the Eagles just set the tone at the link and make a statement to the rest of this NFC lease and come out and say, you know what, even though we all stink, this is our division to take. I think the Eagles are going to win big. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect.